Live again. Actually, I burnt my head with the curling iron. Isn't that wonderful? Anyway, Ken Moellman filed a brilliant amicus, and it just couldn't wait till next week. I like giving praise very quickly. And he articulated a point that I kind of danced around, not on purpose. It was that, you know how sometimes you know a point and it's in your head, but you haven't like put all the words together in the perfect order in order to express it to other people. Like Ken, it was nailed it. Oh, sorry. It was weird. Sorry, my voice isn't quite right, but nailed it. I want to read you Ken Moellman's, what I think simple but absolutely brilliant amicus that cut right to the heart of the matter. And by the way, since this morning, where I said I needed to raise about $800 more, with 600 of that being for postage for my mailer, since that time I've raised $100. So 500 more needed to mail out the mailer next week. I'm like so thrilled. So yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. But let me read you. So again, if you can assist, I'm gonna stick this on the. We'll keep this up here for y'all to write it down. And Venmo is at Karen-Harlos. But let's read this brilliant brief by Ken Moellman. Ken, I'm so proud of you. It's not easy to go against the grain, particularly as vice chair. You just went in direct opposition to the party chair and some of the LNC. I know other LNC members agree with you. The LNC is nowhere near united on this issue. If you even look at the vote on sustaining the ruling of the chair, it was really close. It was really close. But like Ken nailed it. Like I wish I was able to coalesce my thoughts in the closing, which I didn't expect to do, or rebuttal, whatever you want to call it, yesterday. I mean, I think I got my point across, but he did it better than I. So Ken writes, I write as an individual party member and not as a representative of the LNC, because he's not authorized to write as a representative of the LNC, if you're wondering why he started that way. The core of the current controversy is which body in Massachusetts the LNC recognizes as the leadership of its one affiliate, which inherently requires that the LNC determine which group is legitimate under their bylaws. This was the same question on the DE decision, and the LNC again should answer the same question. Now, that is something I did say in my closing, that it was funny that the LNC's official response didn't mention the word Delaware anywhere. That was the huge elephant in the room. That is the basis for why the LNC has to rule. It's the prior decision. That really is the only burden the LNC had, was to show why this case is different from Delaware. It isn't. But if they were to overcome the prior JC precedent, that was what they had to do. And like, if you read their response, it was like, you had one job to do, babies, and you didn't do it. Like, you didn't even mention the word Delaware. It was amazing to me, like in a bad way. But so Ken summed that up perfectly. But here's where I really like what he wrote. I believe the LNC has both the ability and the responsibility, which is something I had said leaders need to lead, to decide who the rightful leadership of an affiliate. The JC has ruled similarly very recently. Expanding upon that ruling, it is a disservice to our members and harmful to our potential new members to have an unanswered question as to who our affiliate actually is. Absolutely. Again, he said what I said in my closing in different words. Now, here's where he nailed something that I didn't. Starting right here. It would appear that there are members of the LNC who would prefer that the LNC not answer the question because the answer would likely end up in the JC with similar results as those in the recent similar Delaware matter. In essence, this appears to be an attempt through parliamentary procedure to thwart a preconceived likely outcome. Booyah! That, you nailed it, Ken. I called it running out the clock, but Whitney knew damn well that the JC has already ruled these types of motions are in order. Whether or not this motion was a good one or should have been passed on its merits is an entirely different question as to whether it was in order. And I honestly believe her ruling and those who sustained her ruling did so in bad faith or in contumacious disregard of the JC, because they know the JC has already said these questions are not out of order. They know that. And that's what Ken said. It was an attempt through parliamentary procedure to thwart a preconceived likely outcome. He is absolutely right. And that's not fair to our membership to run out the clock because you're pretty sure you know what the outcome will be. So you go look over there, look over there, look over there, and you do everything but deal with the issue at hand. And I understand that dealing with the issue at hand can be unpleasant. Sorry, that's what the LNC is elected to sometimes have to deal with very unpleasant situations. And then he continues. And this is another mic drop moment. I'm not going, well, actually, I'm going to, but this is the next paragraph I really wanted to read. And boy, I need to record my, my radio show. I believe that this party is made up of its members and not the whims of the elected leaders. That fewer than 20 people have banned almost 50 people from participation because those 50 people exercised a right enshrined in their party's governing documents, and that more due process is built into their governing documents for leadership than for members can be classified in no other way than just awful. Simple. Those two paragraphs, I wish I nailed them as well as Ken did right here. The LNC knows what the precedent is from the JC, and they don't like it, so they chose to ignore it. As I said in my closing, in some ways, I commiserate with the LNC. I, of all people, as I said, know what it's like to think a JC decision is just awful. But it is what it is. And me not liking the JC decision would not entitle me to have gone to the December meeting, start kicking over chairs, and like sat my ass down and said, I don't care. Now, on my own, I can continue to do my work, which I have done, but I couldn't like hack into the LNC server and decide, I'm going to take over the secretary email. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the LNC has a JC decision they don't like, and rather than just dealing with it like adults, they're just going, la, 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 la. Listen, I get it. My heart bleeds for you. I get what it's like not to like a JC decision, but it is what it is. And you can't, go, yay, I like the JC decision in, was it November or December? And even though the basis for the JC ruling you've absolutely denied, and then when they make a decision you don't, see, it's having your cake and eating it too, isn't it? You can't. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. That's the nature of the democratic process. I'm not a huge fan of the democratic process, but that's what we all voluntarily agreed to. So yeah, the LNC is dragging its feet because it knows, at least on this appeal, that it's wrong by prior precedent. Again, that doesn't mean I obviously believe Massachusetts is entitled to win the underlying motion, but we're not even there yet. Okay, and then Ken relates some Kentucky history that I wasn't going to read, but I'm going to read just in case all of you are interested. We had a similar issue a few years ago in Kentucky. Leaders used an accidental loophole in the governing documents to create 30 pages of new rules outside convention, part of which included significant restrictions on the rights of the members in convention. It took a few conventions to overcome the intentional filibustering, and only because we had codified strong protections for membership were actual attempted membership purges thwarted. But the members eventually were able to overcome and eliminate those board-created rules. But the extension of the timeline in the Kentucky matter did significant internal damage to the body, with many great activists who cared about our principles choosing to walk away from an internal battle which did nothing to make our state more free. From experience, I can say that the longer the battle is permitted to continue, the more harm that is done. Therefore, I urge the JC, to expeditiously rule that the motion was in order, just as the previous motion on DE was in order, so that the LNC can dispense with that business as quickly as possible. Agreed. You worded that very well, Ken. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. All right, that's all I just wanted to read to you guys, because I know that you might not all be on the JC mailing list, and I am super behind in getting all of this up on Elpedia, though. Part of the reason for my social media fast of a month is do you want to see something really scary? Let me show you something really scary. I'm going to try to show you several views of my desktop. This is all Elpedia shit I need to do. Oh, hold on. Chuck, close your eyes, because I know you're a big tech geek like me, and you're going to see all the shit on my desktop, and it's probably going to give you PTSD. And I actually cleaned it up a little today. And you'll see there's folders, and there's hundreds of shit in each of these folders. So you want to see something really scary? Is that from Creepshow? Okay. This is my desktop. Okay. And within a lot of these folders are hundreds of other things. Like here. Look in here. Just one folder. Look at all this shit. And within each of these folders are more folders. Okay. And this is just my desktop. Okay. Under downloads, there's more. And in each of these folders is more shit. That one there wasn't so bad, but take a look at this. Okay, that one wasn't so bad either. I'm trying to find the one I have that has a million things in it. Those are box numbers of things in storage. Hold on. I know there's something in here that is just is this it? Oh my God. Yeah. Look, even more. Even more. There's folders within folders. So besides me not wanting to deal with the month before convention drama, which happens every convention, that isn't unique to this. The month before convention, libertarians just lose their damn minds and turn into the National Enquirer and will repeat every bit of unfounded, salacious gossip. And I've just decided I'm not putting myself through that. I'm not dignifying it with my presence. And I think all of us should take the month off before convention and go do work or touch grass. I'm going to do both. So it wasn't just to stay away from the bullshit. If you now you guys see all the work I have to do, that's probably 400 hours worth of work right there. Easy. Chuck knows how hard it is to do LPDA work. It takes 2 seconds to scan something. It could take a half hour to properly catalog it. So that's part of what I'm going to be doing this month. By convention, I want my desktop to be clear. And that's not to mention, okay, that's just the stuff that's scanned already. You see this pile here? This is shit that's on my to scan immediately pile. Okay, these are all full. That's not even on my desktop yet. I don't even want to show you what's over there. So I want to, yeah, there's no evidence there. Definitely not a Fed boy. It is almost, it's history crap. You won't find my porn folder. I have that hidden. Please, Chuck, I've been doing some of the updating of the Judicial Committee, but I would love it for you because there's information you have that I don't. But one thing I'd love for you to take a look at, because I think you'll be very proud of, is I've been keeping on top of the platform committee page. This is probably the most documented platform committee in history. To answer Wyatt Earth, yeah, all of my work is volunteer, but so is everybody else. I do a lot of work, but I'm not the only person who does a lot of work. Yeah, we're all volunteers except for paid staff at National, and they're not paid nearly enough. So half of their shit's volunteer too. But all the leadership in the party, we're all volunteer. We're all volunteer. Like the work that the Judicial Committee is going to be doing this weekend, the hearings, and you guys might have a couple more. There's one you might not know about, Chuck. I'm sorry. Because I kind of got you into this, didn't I? I nominated you. What keywords should I Google to find more work on Historical Preservation Committee? Actually, Wyatt Earth, go to lpedia.org. And that's where you'll find out everything about it. Yeah, I would love for you to update the bylaws committee page because it's really not good. And just an FYI for the bylaws committee, I know this is going off topic of Ken Moellman's thing. The platform committee report is going to be finalized next week. I mean, if you don't believe me, not that I don't think you don't believe me, but this is also what's on my desktop. Oh my God, my desktop is so terrible. Why isn't that coming up? That's weird. That is so weird. You know, the software, I don't really like it sometimes. Well, it's not pulling it up. You're just a window, maybe? Yeah, here we go. As you can see, it's right there on my desktop. I'm working on it. The draft platform committee report. So we're voting on it next week. And we'll get that in because I promised Jim Turney we'd do the best we could. Alrighty, y'all. I need to go record my radio show. If you want to know what it's going to be on this week, in case you want to tune in, at least most of it is going to be on jury nullification and the Fully Informed Jury Association. I might talk a little bit about that god-awful article. Who is it? Rob Reich, something like that. I can never remember his name, about how free speech is bad for democracy. But probably the whole show. I'm not joking, Chuck. I wish I were. Maybe they won't happen. Maybe they won't. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, so I'm going to go do my show now, and I'm packing for Wisconsin. All right, you all. I hope you have an awesome day. Again, if you can assist me in getting my mailer out, I'm don't ask, don't tell. I'm keeping my mouth shut. If you can, I would appreciate it. Again, my mailers usually have useful information on them that you'll want to keep. It's not just a political ad. So this should be it for today, unless I do like a little airport stream on the way to Wisconsin or something like that. I'm trying to keep things pretty lighthearted. All right, y'all. So good to see you. So good to see you, Chuck. I hope you have an awesome day.